Hello there, everybody, and welcome to a brand new Grand Slam Saturday for July 24, 2021. Big Paulie coming to you. And we are about to have our first championship match of a few. We're looking like as I record this on Monday the 19th, we'll have 6 matches for you this weekend, subject to change. And it's going to be Jackie Pallo defending against Jerry the King Lawler for the World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Lawler, early in his career, was a Junior Heavyweight Champion. I think he held the Southern Junior Heavyweight title, and he traded that with Jackie Fargo a few times, among others. So that qualifies him for the junior heavyweight division, and that's how GSW rolls. Let's show you an updated title history because we have had a title change on the undercard here in Memphis. Pat O'Connor, now reigning supreme as the world heavyweight champion, will have a defense out of Texas for him. It's a no DQ match. The Texas promoters putting that in. Odd as to why they would want to help Kwariani win the world championship, but we will see what we will see. The one change, look at the North American Tag Team Championship, and I'm not going to mention the change, but it is there. And right now we're going to go through the undercard of what has been happening. Long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. Had a couple of heels start off the card. Ray Mendoza from Lucha Libre fame and Ox Baker. They went to a double countout. Big surprise there, right? 11:07. Tony Marino made his GSW debut. Marino went up against the Great Muta, and it was Marino winning by DQ when Ray Mendoza interfered. So he's already got a match. Fact. Okay, was just looking at my schedule here, and I'm going to add a match to the Memphis card next time around, and I will get into why in just a moment. But I forgot to do it, and the way I kind of handle things now is I try to do things when I remember them, and that way you don't have to forget it later. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Eddie Gilbert. It was Tanahashi losing by countout in an even minute. Whipper Billy Watson and the Destroyer. I use the Japan card for the Destroyer. They go to a 20-minute standoff. Sputnik Monroe, an embarrassing loss. He loses to Scott Casey. Monroe could be heading somewhere else after that defeat. Nick Aldis and Scotty 2 Hottie. Hottie wins by DQ when the Destroyer rings the timekeeper's bell prematurely. Tojo Yamamoto, who's a babyface in Memphis at the moment, faced off against Ed Wiskowski. They go to a 20-minute draw. Christian and Edge quickly over the Sawyer brothers, who win in 7:29. Christian and Edge did, and they win by pin, but Sawyers are not doing well as a tag team, so Christian and Edge only pick up 2 points for the win and not 4. And actually that should be 3 because the margin is 19 points. 19 points, so that margin should be 3. Dick Murdoch and Jake Roberts. It was Jake winning by pin despite being lacerated with a clothesline DDT combination that he always liked to use. And that got his Duke raised 1941. So it's looking like not Scotty 2 Hottie, but Sputnik Monroe will be heading somewhere else in GSW, and maybe not even soon. That sets up our main event. Jerry the King Lawler, Jackie Mr. TV Pallo over on the left. He will use to defend the title rules. Pallo has been champion 7 weeks. In the junior heavyweight division, he is 6-5-2. Just got by with a win over Gus Sonnenberg. The Kings had a very active schedule in year number 4, this being the week 29, and he has had 22 bouts, and he is 16-5-1. Just lost to Jack Sherry most recently. So here we go. This is for the championship of the junior heavyweights. This will be 1 fall and 60 minutes. Lawler has that much time to score a pinfall or a submission before Pallo can get any other result. And off we go. Headlock by the King. 4 points off. Of course, Lawler held the AWA World Championship. Held the USWA title a few dozen times, we'll just put it that way. He has held more titles than anybody else in professional wrestling history. Illegal punches by the King, no pin. But in GSW, he was very briefly world's champion. The first non-shooter, non-pioneer ever to win the world title. And then he won the junior heavyweight title a little later on. Going for his second reign, a body slam by the King fails. Well, the move landed, but it did not lead into a pin. And Pallo has been champion for a while and has been very fortunate to keep the title on his around his waist. And I forgot to mention, folks, and let me bring it up, we did have that title change. The Briscoe brothers are the brand new North American Tag Title champions. I have North American title down. See, I discover errors all the time. So they won by submission. It was Jerry Briscoe submitting Blackjack Mulligan on a figure 4. So I forgot to mention that. I mentioned that now. An attempt on Lawler. That does not score. Illegal choking. Headlock by the European star, who, as I often say, is familiar to us in America because of his appearance on Are You Being Served? Pinhold by Pallo. I think I've mentioned that a few times since he's been champ. Pallo, of course, was the first to point out how choreographed wrestling was in British wrestling. Wrote a book called You'll Grunt, I'll Groan. And if you have seen his appearance on Are You Being Served, they kind of allude to it, but, it's no secret. Headbutt by Lawler. Sure, his fellow wrestlers were not happy he exposed the business. No pin. Belly-to-belly pile driver for Pallo. How you perform that move, I do not know. That was one of his pet holds, but Lawler kicks out of it. Choking. And 9 on the 3 count. It would have scored if it were a 1 or a 2. Pinhold counter, disqualified check, DQ stopped, headbutt by Lawler, arm hold by Lawler. Pallo, in his reign, he's faced tough opposition, but he's been able to escape with the title each and every time he has defended it. No action. A pinhold, no pin. Hair pull. Russian leg sweep by the challenger, that does not score. Lawler in control, another DQ check, but and a double DQ was avoided. Lawler getting some good fan reaction from the crowd in Memphis, here to see this 11-bout card. We even put Ox Baker to work, even though he's a free agent in the opening bout, because his team with superstar Billy Graham was idle. Figure 4 head scissors by Pallo, but it fails the second time he attempted it. Headlock for Lawler, leg drop by Lawler, and a chop, and a throw for Pallo right back. And Pallo using punches. We're at the 1934 point of the bout. Pallo with a slight lead. He's too busy talking about other things. Kick by Lawler, followed by the neck hold. Old neck crank action there. And punches by the champ. Figure 4 head scissors, again countered. I think once Lawler saw the move apply the first time, he figured it out on the next couple of attempts. Leg drop by Lawler, and some more fan reaction, boosting his damage total up 10 points. So he has a slight lead. We're at the 23-minute mark. Single leg Boston for Pallo, Boston Crab. And Lawler comes back with a body slam. That is not anywhere near pinning territory. A 20 on the 3 count. Whip to the ropes. We've seen in a couple of the Pat O'Connor matches him getting a 1 on the 3 count to become champ. And he needed a 2 or less to beat Macho Man Randy Savage, which he got. So O'Connor has been living large. We'll see if that continues later on this show. Punches by Lawler. Some more illegal punches by Jerry the King. No pin there. And we're at the 26:44 mark. Chop by Pallo. Turnbuckle by Jackie Pallo. An illegal turnbuckle move. And Pallo now in a little bit of trouble. He's down 43 points. No action, no action. Legal forearm by Pallo. We're almost halfway through the time limit. Pinhold countered. Pinhold countered. Pallo using punches. Forearm by Pallo. He doesn't want to get DQ'd yet. Leg hold by Pallo. And another pinhold countered, and Lawler putting up his dukes and getting down to it. Pat Benatar, hit me with your best shot. Illegal punches. Leg drop by Lawler. Arm hold by Lawler. Punches by Lawler. And another leg drop. So he's putting moves together here. He has now built a 47-point lead at the 32-minute mark. Illegal turnbuckle move with Pallo. Ripping at the face of the king. And Pallo tries to get fan approval, and the Memphis crowd will give him none of that. Headlock for Pallo. Legal throw. European uppercut, but he telegraphed that. Lawler saw it and countered it. An illegal turnbuckle move by the king. No pin. We're now about 35 minutes, just past the 35-minute mark. Pallo just lost another stamina level. He is a sad citizen right now. Pallo suffers a laceration on the inside of his upper lip, blood pouring out. Lawler has opened up a 90-point lead. Lawler nailing Pallo as he tries to re-enter the ring, knocking him back to the arena floor. Pallo does get back in, and Pallo is going to escape again. Low blow to Lawler, and that's your match. DQ. Lawler will get credit for the DQ win, but the DQ win does not give him the title. So he will not pick up any points because he was 22 points ahead in the rankings of Pallo. But Pallo will keep the championship yet again. And Pallo, win, lose, or draw, always seems to find ways to keep the title around his waist. Time of the match, 37:11. And that is 2:59. And Pallo had a cut, which he will get treated. And the king, 159. And it was a 4-star match. A good match, but Pallo's luck. Pallo's luck continuing on in Memphis as the king can't grab the belt away from him. So with that, we head to the Texas circuit for a World Championship match. Stand by. And off we go with match number 2 here on Grand Slam Saturday. This is going to be a unique one. Pat O'Connor against Kwariani, one of the first chess-playing pro wrestlers. This is for the world title, but what I did not note is this match is no DQ. The Texas Commission wanted to spice things up a little bit, so Pat O'Connor is really going to have to watch himself because a no DQ match is basically anything goes. This is in the Texas circuit, so let's show you what has happened in the circuit thus far. Leroy McGurk and Tito Santana went to a 20-minute draw. They kept it clean and scientific. Kerry Von Erich and Boris Malenko, also a 20-minute draw. Gory Guerrero and Chris Markoff. Markoff won by DQ. And should make a notation here. Unusual for Gory to get so wild. I see an error and I fix it. Red Bastien, Scott Hall, they went to a DQ. Bastien wins. Double count-out between Wahoo McDaniel and Mr. Olympia. Hope those two get back together again and have a rematch next month. Also a double count-out, Dick Hutton and Johnny Barrand. The Hart Foundation beat the Midnight Express, which may put them make them the odd act out in Texas, as the Harts win cleanly and convincingly at 10:02. Danny Hodge and Bruiser Brody go to a double DQ, and Bruiser picks up 3 points for that. And then we had another title change, and we should show you the roll call of champions that I like to keep. And that'll explain what just happened. It was Sting losing the international crown to Terry Funk in a 5-star match. This one went 30-28, 30-28, and it was Sting losing the title. Funk hit him with a wicked elbow, and that was the end of that. So that brings us to our most unique World Championship match. No DQ, so if Cola bends the rules, he cannot be punished for it. Cola coming in 3-3-4 as champ. Pat O'Connor is 1-0, using his Champions Set card. And we've already done the trade hold recommendations. We have the no DQ match set up on top here. And this is a 60-minute match, as all World Championships matches are, barring any waivers, of which there are none. So let's hit the button and get started. O'Connor should win, but Cola could bend the rules here. Interesting to see the Texas Commission do this. And off we go. A suplex attempt right off the bat, and Cola hits the mat with a thud. Ka-junk, 9 points off. And we have a submission move by Cola, a bear hug. That's not going to get it done this early, if ever. Illegal turnbuckle by Cola. But again, keep in mind, no DQ. Chair shot across the arm to O'Connor. Oh, you hit that in the right place. That's going to hurt. That's 15 points off of Pat O'Connor. Illegal turnbuckle move by Cola. Cola wins. He'd be the first non-world champion ever to be GSW world champion. So we'll keep that point in history. All of our world champions in the last 4 years of GSW have been world champions in real life, one way or another. Farmer Burns, John Pesek. Was Pesek ever a world champion? Well, this is, I was back in the Catch as Catch Can days. Jim Lundos, Jerry Lawler, Dory Funk Jr., they were all world champions. Strangler Lewis was world champion briefly. Of course, Frank Gotch held some variant of the world championship. So we're 3 minutes in. Cola is off to a good start. And he just bashed O'Connor with the ringside bell. He's up 81 points in 4 minutes. Small package for Kwariani, no pin. Don't know if Pesek ever held the world title, though. Boston Crab, well, we don't do that submission, because that was 25-20 chance. So Cola with a chance to score big here. Battle leaves the ring and heads to the arena floor. Both wrestlers punishing each other with anything they can get their hands on. Both wrestlers are cut and breathing profusely, but the battle goes back down the arena and to the back of the arena. The battle still does not stop and ends outside the arena in the parking lot. Cars are damaged and people are sent scurrying for cover. The wrestlers eventually make it back to the ring, and the match continues, and they both lose 75 points of stamina, but that still gives Cola about an 80-point lead. O'Connor using punches and an arm hold. After all of that falderall, he's going to try to slow the match down. Cola, big punches on O'Connor. He is just throwing everything he can at Pat O'Connor. 20 points off of stamina. Cola's up 90 at the 8:03 mark. Roundhouse right by Pat O'Connor. Oh, did not get the pin. Only had about a 3 in 40 chance if I saw that correctly. Figure 4 armbar by Cola. Was John Pesek ever a world champion? I'll think about that, and I'll come back with you when I tape the next match with my answer. Sure, he had to hold the title in some capacity. O'Connor simply cannot continue this rate or he's going to lose. While O'Connor is on the arena floor, Cola slides out of the ring onto the ring apron, grabs O'Connor by the ear and smashes him twice into the ring post. Both men are cut now, by the way. They both endured a 25-point cuts. And O'Connor's going to survive. Both wrestlers pass out in the ring where the referee counts them both out. It is a no contest. After a furious battle, both men pass out at the same time. No contest. And O'Connor is going to keep the belt and finds a way to win, which is what champions do. Both men will pick up one ranking point. And they exhaust themselves at 11:25. And both men counted out in ring. And it was 260. Yeah, O'Connor took a beating. And he has a title defense that you will see later on this Grand Slam Saturday show against Dory Funk Jr., the rematch from Chattanooga, Tennessee, where we'll have our Okerlund Cup finals in the Atlanta and Knoxville circuits. So O'Connor has been lucky, and that fate or that luck continued tonight after Cola had laced them pretty good. So your winner, and still, well, it wasn't a win, it was a no contest, but O'Connor keeps the GSW title, and now we'll head on off to Los Angeles. The City of the Angels, Los Angeles, California, is our next stop. And you see it there. It's going to be Youngblood and Steamboat, who have been World Tag Team Champions now 25 weeks, breaking their record. Every week they've held the belt. They will get Gordman and Goliath, Black Gordman, Grand Goliath, a top tag team in Los Angeles in real life, and I think in Mexico too. And this bout will be for the World Tag titles. Let's show you what's already happened in the LA circuit. El Solitario over Bugsy McGraw. Actually, no, McGraw won by DQ. 11:27. Shawn Michaels, the heel Shawn Michaels against Jeff Hardy, and they went to a 20-minute draw. Hector Guerrero over Ted DiBiase. Blue Demon over Negro Casas. Hector Garza, El Signo go to a draw, as did Shinya Hashimoto and Magnificent Don Morocco. Black Japan drew with the Tolis brothers. We had 3 draws in a row. Jack Sherry over Superstar Billy Graham in 9:31. And I have a little graphic to show you, because once again we have had a title change on the undercard. And you might see it there where it says North American Champ. It was Lou Thez ending the reign of Cowboy Bill Roth. So we have a little bit of a title house cleaning here in GSW. We have another new singles champ, Lou Thez, who's won a lot of championships in GSW, just never the World's Championship. He wins 34-8 with an elbow. And that sets up our main event. Youngblood and Steamboat, Gordman and Goliath. We will get right to it. See who will end the reign of Gordman and of Youngblood and Steamboat. Gordman and Goliath have their shot. Power move right away by the challengers. A submission move by the champs is their first move, but it's not likely to score a submission, so we skip it. Whip to the ropes by the champs. Legal throw by the challengers, so they're going back and forth. Illegal punches by Gordman and Goliath. They get a whole bunch in before the 5 count from the referee, and some more illegal punches as they work that 5 count to their advantage. Double team attempt countered. So the champs get some double teaming in on their own for 15 points of stamina damage loss. Both. We had some battle outside the ring, and the champs get the better of that 15 points. I was mentioning yesterday that I was wondering if John Pezic was ever world champion. He was. He was champion of the Midwest Wrestling Alliance and the old NWA, which was not the National Wrestling Alliance, but the National Wrestling Association. So at one point in time, there were 2 NWAs out there. That might just confuse the fans. Double teaming, throat chop by the challengers. Oh, very weak. minuscule chance of getting the pin there, but they don't get it. Double teaming by Youngblood and Steamboat, and that's a big move. 35 points. The champs are in control. Usually, in their last few matches, the champs have usually been outgunned, but not in this case. Legal punches by Youngblood and Steamboat. They will be competing in the Okerlund Cup, and they chose the Atlantic circuit to compete in. Von Bronner's, interesting enough, chose the Knoxville circuit, so they could meet in the round of 16 in the final stage, a legal turnbuckle. That's depending on them both winning tournaments, and both the champions will have their titles in play throughout the match, throughout the tournament. So we could see an upset, and we could see new champs at any point in the tournament where these two teams will be competing. And they will each be in the same card in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Legal throw, we'll have that for you a little later on this Grand Slam Saturday. A flying chop, no pin. Double team countered. Here come the challengers. A leg hold countered. And some more outside the ring action working the champs' way. They have a 164 point lead right now. 166, I think. Yeah, that looks about right. So the champs off to a good start here in LA. Auto control loss. Submission move. Countered. Flying chop. And your pin. So that did not take long. Youngblood and Steamboat retaining the World Tag Team Championship in short order. Let's see what took 9:26. So they will be in good shape going into the Okerlund Cup tournament qualifier that they are in. Easy defense, easy peasy for the champs. And they will pick up 3 points for it because there was a 17-point gap in the rankings. The promoters at LA took their best shot at getting the title captured, but it was not to be. Now we head over to Portland, Oregon. Our next stop on Grand Slam Saturday takes us to Portland. International tag titles on the line. The Von Bronners against a team I don't think we have had yet on a GSW Grand Slam Saturday, the Southern Rockers. Out of Portland, Rex King and Steve Dahl. So let's go through the preliminaries of what occurred on the Portland circuit. We started off with Buddy Rose. Yes, he is a curtain jerker at the moment. He won by pin over Angelo Mosca. The Big Show, has he turned babyface? We don't know, but he took Brock Lesnar to a 20-minute draw. Scott Norton and Jim Neidhart went to a 20-minute draw. Jim's also a babyface here. And I should probably denote that, because he has a heel card and he has a babyface card. Bigelow and Kevin Von Erich also went 20. Bam Bam Bigelow, that is. Bill Goldberg lost to Stan Hansen. Barry Windham and Fishman went to, you guessed it, a 20-minute draw. Toshiaki Kawada stunned Blackjack Mulligan to win by countout. The Sheepherders embarrassingly lose to the brand new team in GSW, making their debut. No stranger if you're a fan of the Carolinas grappling of George Becker and Johnny Weaver. They win by pin. They'll pick up a lot of points for the win, and the Sheepherders probably heading somewhere else. They'll be a good fit for any territory because they were former World Tag Team titles at least one time. I'm thinking maybe twice. And the match that you just missed, Fabulous Moolah and Mildred Burke, they've battled like 100 times against each other. It was a double countout, so Moolah keeps her ladies title, which has been bouncing back and forth between Moolah and Burke with time. And they will pick up a point each for their efforts, and I need to denote that because I forgot to. So Moolah will go to 139 and Burke goes to 136. So we have our title match in the ring, and you know what? I forgot to put Saul Weingroff in there. So let's fix that. Seems sometimes when I do these matches, I'm always forgetting one thing. You know, I'd be, if someone was correcting me, it would probably be Peter Falk playing Columbo. Just one more thing. So we will fix that up. It'll be a 60-minute time limit. And we'll bring Saul down. Better Call Saul. And it's defend the title, giving the champs a bit of an edge. And we will trade holds because there is something other than a ropes move that needs to be traded. The Von Brauners 5-7-2. The Southern Rockers, who just had a couple of bouts with the Hells Angels, 1-2-2. They are only a 108 rating, but they have won 3 championships in GSW. 3 regional championships. So let's just get this match started. We'll see both the Von Brauners and the world champs of Jay Youngblood, Ricky Steamboat in the Atlanta Knoxville tournament that I will have for you in Chattanooga. Legal chop for the challengers starts us off, and a small package right off the bat, no pin. And we have no action, an illegal forearm, a body slam by the Rockers. And if they win this championship, it would be their 4th minor title. And the Von Brauners with a double team and another double team. Nerve hold by the Von Brauners. And the champs do some more double teaming. A nerve hold countered, a kick. Scores for the Southern Rockers and a body slam, auto control loss, a hair pull by the Von Brauners, and they had a lot of hair back in the early 90s. Guess that's true a lot of places. Neck hold by the Von Brauners. No action. Back to the Rockers for a body slam. No pin. They found the ropes. The champs find the ropes. They have 7 strategy cards, and I let the computer use the strategy cards as needed unless I am playing as one of them. And when I do that, it's accidental. Auto control loss. And Southern Rockers nail Von Brauners as they try to re-enter the ring, knocking them back to the arena floor, but they get back in the ring. A kick by the challengers, double teaming by the challengers, and illegal choking by the champs as a response, and double teaming. So 15 points, no action. Submission move for the Von Brauners scores, 4 points more off. What time is it, by the way? Oh, it's 5:06. Okay. Much earlier than I thought it was. I thought it was closer to 6. Legal whip to the ropes. That's when I'm recording this, Thursday, the 21st of July. You'll see this the 23rd of July, and we're going to do 3 matches for you yesterday as you see this, but tomorrow for me as I record this. More double teaming, a body slam by the Von Brauners. By the way, they've held the international tag belts 15 weeks. So let's mention that. No action. Almost as long as the Ricky Steamboat Jay Youngblood team has held the world belts. They have held the belts 24 weeks. 25 weeks, I beg your pardon. But no, they have held the international belts quite a while themselves. And Weingroff got involved. He hit one of the Rockers with the cane, but no pin comes out of that. Throat chop countered, and here come the champs again with a spinning toe hold. Well, you're not going to... I don't even know why I did that. Choking doesn't lead to a pin. We're 12-15 into the bout. And we'll give you a scoring check here. Oh, yeah, the champs up 120 points. Inside cradle by the challengers. No pin. Choking by the Von Brauners. Auto control loss. And another for the Southern Rockers. Low blow by the Von Brauners. No pin. No action. Auto control loss. No action. Illegal choking by the Von Brauners. No action. Counter move. Illegal turnbuckle move by the Southern Rockers. Hey, they want to be champs, but an illegal choke was countered. And again, there's Weingroff's cane, and that's your match. So Steve Dahl pinned at 16:55. And that is how long this took. So the Von Brauners retain by pinfall. And they will get 4 points, not 4 points, 3 points for that. It went 16:55. And let's see here. It was Kurt hitting I always go odd even. If the stamina is an odd number, I pick the first guy. If the stamina is an even number, I pick the second guy as to who scored the pin. And your final stamina number is 96 off the Von Brauner's, who will now have to fly cross country for their Okerlund Cup qualifying. 242 off the challengers, no blood, and the match got 3 stars. So now